Hey everyone, Paul Matson with Kolpin Outdoors. Today we're going to cover installation of the new Kolpin Ranger Crew rear half steel doors. Let's get started. To get started with the rear crew installation, we'll need to take off the side nets by removing the M8 screws and then the M6 screws, and then removing the net buckle. And then we'll remove the two M6 screws for where the striker bracket will be placed. We'll continue removing the net. There's a hidden fastener on the bottom of the hip bolster. We'll remove the net strap, and then we'll reinstall that hidden fastener. Remove the lower M6 screw from the net. Then reinstall this lower fastener back into the body. Once all the fasteners are removed, you can unclip the net buckle and then remove the side net assembly from the vehicle. We'll need to remove the lower net retainer, remove the two screws, and then we'll remove the net buckle from the vehicle. We can remove these two plastic push starts from the body trim. Now that we got the side net removed from the vehicle, we're going to want to remove this B-pillar cover, and then we'll open the door. And then we'll go from the inside of the vehicle. We'll access the two plastic push start rivets that are hidden. Once we have the B-pillar cover removed, now we can start with installation of the rear crew door parts. So we needed to modify the cover so we can place our hinges on it. The B-pillar plastic cover will take a rectangular cutout on it. We've already taken the time to kind of make the cutout on this one, referring to the measurements and dimensions in your owner's manual for the cut location. So we're going to reinstall the modified B-pillar cover using the push dart fasteners that we previously removed. Next, we're going to reinstall the front door striker bracket onto the B-pillar. Using the supplied M6 fasteners and the plastic push darts, we're going to install the left-hand lower garnish trim onto the vehicle. Two screws will go into the bottom, and then the plastic push darts will go in the upper two locations. Using the torque wrench, we'll come in and tighten to 3.5 foot-pounds. The crew rear door comes mostly assembled from the factory. The upper hinge and lower hinge are going to be pre-assembled to the door, so it's ready for you to start the next steps. Using another person to assist with the door, we'll start with the upper hinge assembly using the two M8 screws. We'll start those in. Take the lower spacer and then put that into the the modified cutout. And then we'll go from the inside and finish up with the tooth screws on the lower side of the upper hinge. The 6 M8 screws will be torqued to 17 foot-pounds. After we got the front hinges installed, looking at the body lines, we noticed that we do need some adjustments. Looks like we'll need to do a vertical adjustment. And we do have vertical adjustment at the 6 M8 screws. So we'll loosen these and then pull the door up a little bit. So we do need a little bit of vertical adjustment, which we do have in the front hinges. So we'll lift it from the bottom of the door and then close it. And then we can see that we have a nice even body gap. Then holding the door, we'll go ahead and retighten those 6 M8 screws. So after closing the door, we notice that we still need a little bit of front to back adjustment. And then we can achieve that by loosening the 6 screws on the door hinges. They're M6. It's easiest if you have another person kind of hold the door. Now after adjusting the 6 M6 screws here, got a nice kind of even body line. So we'll go ahead and tighten these. And then we'll torque the 6 screws to 7 foot-pounds. Now that we got the hinges tight, we'll go ahead and install the striker brackets with the M6 screws, washers, and lock washers. The striker bracket will fit underneath the hip bolster bracket. Once the 2 M6 screws are tight, we'll go ahead and do a final torque setting of 7 foot-pounds. After the striker bracket is tightened, we'll want to slowly close the door. We'll want to ensure when closing the door that the latch jaws fall directly onto the striker pin. If the latch jaws don't fall directly onto the striker pin, we'll open the door and then we can adjust the striker pin up and down by loosening the M8 lock nut. So we'll install the rear door limiter strap by feeding it through this slotted opening. And then we'll pass it through the sleeve. And then we'll remove the lower B-pillar hinge screw. Feed it through the strap grommet. And then tighten the M8 screw. We'll install the 3 hinge covers using the small plastic push rivets, 4 push rivets per cover. The 2 door covers are the same, and then there'll be a vehicle side that is matched to fit. That finishes up the install process. A little bit on the operation of the door. We do have a triangle indicator mark to indicate where the inside handle is. Reach inside, open the door. That wraps it up.